So I'm going to start this video out by saying that this video has nothing to do with The Last Jedi standing as a bad or good movie. I didn't like it mostly, and I'm not going to jump into that dumpster fire. Instead, what I want to focus on is the one thing I did enjoy about this movie, and that was the throne room battle between Kylo and Rey and the Praetorian Guards. And this appreciation is actually rooted in Star Wars A New Hope. When I first saw this movie, the sequence where Ben Kenobi saves Luke's ass by literally disarming his assailants that they came across in the cantina came across as brutal, and honestly, it still does. It's one of the few scenes where you actually can see blood from a lightsaber cut. It almost follows the trope of the ballroom brawl to showcase the protagonist's martial prowess, except in that particular case, that showcase was only about 5 seconds long, if even that. Because its purpose, I felt, was to establish the deadliness of the lightsaber, that it wasn't just a flashy, cool-looking weapon, but something that could cut through anything, so lethal that the unspoken implication was only a master could wield one without chopping off their own head in the process. That idea hit me hard when I was younger. It made lightsabers feel dangerous, not just props for cool poses and stuff. And while the rest of the trilogy still has great lightsaber moments, the last fight to really demonstrate this aspect of the lightsaber was the Bespin battle, when Luke gets disarmed. Beyond that, lightsabers started to feel more like flashy toys rather than extremely lethal devices for both the target and the user. And the throne room fight in The Last Jedi was an excellent reminder of that fact. I'd even say it took the cantina scene in A New Hope and dialed it to a number 10 because of its sheer brutality. Again, this is just a fight, not the movie. In my old HEMA school, the teacher was quite fond of saying that the Fiore style of longsword was not lightsaber fighting, where any cut could end you, basically. Even though they were quite fond of just hand sniping the same way. And while I took their use of the phrase as a joke or a condescending remark, in light of this particular battle, it takes on a completely opposite meaning. A fancy move gone wrong could result in your death instead of theirs, or both. Luck and/or precision and timing would be needed to pull off those close quarter grapples that occurred with lightsabers. And this is especially true with Kylo's last kill, who caught the lightsaber and then ignited it right by his head just to kill the guard behind him, who was subsequently the recipient of a new hole in his head. That moment made me sit up in the seats at the theater. It felt raw, it felt real, and I can hear other people going, "Oh my god," because, quite frankly, they were not used to seeing this, even though it should have been bloody obvious. The OG trilogy introduced lightsaber combat as some kind of archaic but grounded in honorable fighting. The prequels, which I think largely influence how modern lightsaber sport fighters train in their schools, made it more flashy and cinematic. Still lethal, but also more 90% per split. And no, I'm not hating on that either. But I think the lightsaber battles in The Last Jedi, and for that matter The Force Awakens, bring in a more desperate, animalistic, and brutal nature. You can still see trace elements of the original forms, but they're powered by emotional ferocity, a lack of rules, and zero sense of honor. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with all of these, because it's a lightsaber, and that's what they fucking do. They cut through things that get in their way. And I'm glad, at least, that there was a reminder of that.